All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am beyond stoked. I mean, not every day do I get to hang out with cool freaking people. Not I'm lying. I always get to hang out with cool people, but not this particular one. I think we've been definitely playing phone tag for a while now, trying to get her on and the logistics behind, all that making it happen and, the traffic coming down from the hills and for her. Anyway, and it's been kind of like a thing where we just keep missing each other. But thank God the Lord had all the stars aligned tonight, because this afternoon I am beyond blessed to have the one and only filmmaker, Amanda Joy Marshall, ladies and gentlemen. Yay!
Thank you so much, Jim, for
Good to
having
see
me.
you. How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm doing great.
I am beyond stoked because I know you and I had talked about at length, how you're working on a project, and I happen to know those folks within that project, and then that's kind of how then I reached out to them, and then you and I connected as a result.
Yeah, we kind of went through Tom Sizemore and stuff.
Tom.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, God rest his soul. So somehow Tom Sizemore came back, from the other side, and as always, he had a way to make wonderful music, if you will, and make cool people come together as only he would, right? Mm-hmm. I am beyond, full of joy, no pun intended, because your name is Joy. But thank you for coming out here, making the trek out here to the studio.
Yes, I've been wanting to come out and visit you for so long and stuff. We've been playing phone tag ever since I've been helping out with Barbee Rehab.
That's right.
Director Derek Essor and Vanessa Bender. They are amazing people.
Yeah, cool.
That's how we met Tom Sizemore and stuff.
And then we had them on our previous show with the Jim and Jake Morning Podcast. I have some cue cards, because this is kind of like a new thing for me where I feel like it's a Tonight Show, but only better because obviously it's yours truly. So we do things a little out of order or non-conventional, I guess, is the word. But I wanted to ask you, what drew you to to filmmaking in the first place?
Well, around 2016, I was kind of feeling a little like I needed to do something in my career, do something different, and I went through all Craigslist actually, and I read they were looking for a storyboard artist, and I was like, hey, you know what? The cool thing about movies is you don't have to be an actor, you don't have to be a director. There's other things, and I love drawing, so I hit up this guy named Moshe Israel, and we started working on a movie, and from there I started networking with a lot of really major actors like Sadie Katz. And then from there, I just started doing behind the scenes work. And I also was working with a dear friend of mine who just passed away. His name was Jim Fergata.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he helped me with it's called, a place called Hollywood Celebrity Show.
Okay.
And we had all these different celebrities. I actually got to work with Diane Carroll with autographs and stuff.
What?
And so I got to work with a lot of 50s, 60s, and 70s television artists.
I love it.
So it was really the different types of things that I do is just I'm so blessed with the amount of talent and actors and directors and stuff. Very lucky to have that.
Yeah, I'll say it is Tinseltown after all. There's only so many places you can go before you end up running into someone famous.
Yes.
And now hence you ran into me. Jim Francis. No, and the same could be said about you. But I'm curious because I've also too have had similar experiences with working. I wanted to work with the John Kerwin show, and that was a show that used to back then used to tape. I guess it's okay to say, right? I'm dating myself, but it filmed once a month in Culver City adjacent to 405 freeway or so.
Okay.
And I used to go out there and help them. This is way back when the most downloaded girl was Cindy Margolis.
Oh, okay.
Who was married to, I forget, but the guy that owned the Jerry's Deli, I guess. The famous Jerry's Deli. And so I used to screen and vet some of the other people they would have on the show. Or I help out anyway. They had other people as well. But I think it's funny that we kind of had similar starts, in this business many, many moons ago. I also wanted to say, you hail from Chicago, Illinois. It's the second person I've had on the show in the last few weeks. Who's also from Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, really?
So welcome to Windy City.
Yes. Oh, it's I think really hot and humid right there. So they're suffering as well.
I hear they're suffering because it's like a weird, like a kind of a occurrence that's taking place 116 degrees out there. That's what I heard in
and
some
humid.
point.
I can't even imagine.
So you're like literally quite literally in a pressure cooker.
I know, it's so crazy.
So you worked in like multiple roles, from assistant director, second unit, and producer on some of the stuff. Producer assistant. What sort of inspired your path? Like, let's say, into full-on filmmaking.
Well, when I first started out, I wasn't too sure what I really want to do, and I was like, everyone wants to be a director, everyone wants to be an actor. I was like, I'm not going to do any of those things. And then I just started really admiring what producers do. And then I was like, man, I love the guys, the grip and the crew, setting up lights. I'm like, I'm going to start doing that kind of stuff. And so I think for me, I'm all over the place sometimes. So I love how I can be at one thing, setting up the camera, assisting an actor and stuff. What inspired me is just the great people that I work with. I was like, I see what they're doing. I was like, I want to do something like that. And for me, I'm an all-around hands-on person, so for me, I love just trying a little bit of everything. So then tomorrow when the actor's like, I don't want to do this, I'll be like, I was an actor yesterday. I know exactly what you're going through. Let me help you with the right direction and stuff.
It's fantastic because you wore like different hats, and then so people can feel like they can go to you, and you kind of totally sympathize with them and empathize.
I volunteer and I contribute a lot of my time, and I've talked to maybe 500 celebrities. And
wow, 500!
I just talked to someone today from 10 years ago as actors, and I was like, just call me if you have any issues and stuff. Amazing. I'm here to help you and
so you're also a shrink.
It's perfect. Everything's confidential with me, but yeah, sure. We got an NDA contract and everything. It all works out.
So within your creative juices and all that, you're doing all this. Is there ever a time when you're when you're, let's say, in a scene, right? Like, let's say a production day.
Okay.
And do you kind of ever to say like, all right, you need an actress, let me sit in because I think I know what this character really needs?
Yes.
Okay, well, tell us the story.
Lionsgate, I was doing PA work for Lionsgate called Clown Fear, and I was doing a little bit of everything. Yeah. And then they're like, man, we need all these clowns. And I was like, hey, I can do a good clown. And they're like, here, put on a mask. Okay. And I just happened to be wearing this big dress with a bow on it, and it was perfect, a clown dress. And I walked in and just started playing a zombie, and I'm on the back cover of the Lionsgate movie, and I was like, I'm so proud of myself. It's like a little tiny picture, but it was so cool.
That is so cool.
So yeah, anytime. I mean, normally I'm very dramatic, and I'm normally an actress myself. So that's why I'm like, hey, sometimes doing acting is fun, but I don't know. I'm always down for a little bit of everything.
Okay, so. What sort of, if you think back to a moment, okay, so here's a scenario.
Okay.
Right? This is obviously circumstantial, and we're only thinking hypothetically, of course. Or let's just say it may have happened.
Right.
So in which case you could probably elaborate, right?
All right.
Suppose you're in a room and there's a situation that happens. Are you the person that's bridged the gaps? Like, say, someone's not getting along, like the grip is not getting along with the person, the director even.
Yeah.
Somebody in the crowd, and there's a lot of confusion, and people are befuddled, and there's some little animosity, a little thick air.
Always.
That's because we're talking about money and time, right?
Yes.
So we talk about money and time. Time is of the essence, as they would say.
Yes.
Is there ever a moment where you come and sort of, because you have such a great aura to you, do you come and you kind of say, all right, guys, break it up?
Always.
Really?
Yes.
So give us without naming any names.
Right. But there's several times where we've had actors not get along, and it was during a really hard scene where this actress is getting picked on by another actress.
Oh, so they're getting bullied.
So they did not like each other in the beginning, and that's always going to happen. Women don't like women, men don't like men, especially when it comes to actors. And so we sat down as a director and assistant director and producer. We sat down and talked to them and explained that we explained and we talked about all the situations. And then we said, hey, wait a minute. You know what? It's perfect that that actor does not like you, because this scene really is going to work out well for them hating you, and this it just worked out well with what we were playing. So everything worked out, and we made sure that this actress was really comfortable. If she didn't want to be with him, she didn't have to, but it kind of worked itself out with that.
So you ironed out the the rough ends, or smooth out the loose ends.
Absolutely, all the time. I don't like any kind of negativity
animosity,
or anger.
negativity,
Use that towards the set and the production, but
Right.
only in healthy ways, not.
I love that. Yeah, you don't want unhealthy work.
Yeah, exactly.
How does your production look like? The process typically, how does it unfold?
Well, right now I was working with Romaine Simon until the leaves fall, and I'm going to say director Romaine Simon. I just started working with him in April. We worked together 10 years ago, and I can say that I am so impressed with all the stuff that he does, because he's used to doing all the things for himself. So I'm like, here, let me help you and help you with stuff. So with him, we were setting up the production sets and trying to figure out day and night shots. And so before a week to like a month before you make a movie, we sit down with all the artists and collaborate with everyone to try to plan out what we want for the production.
Sure.
So with independent filming and artists and stuff, everything's different. Everyone has a different thing. So trying to get the niche of planning and getting everything done and stuff. And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay, cool. All right. Now, that said, is there ever do you have, how much input are you willing or are you able to bring to the table per se?
100%. Anything that I put in a lot of input and have a lot of suggestions and ideas and stuff. And also, not everything I say is correct. I always like to value everyone's opinion. So for us, every team that I've worked with since on we're all a team player. If someone is not happy at the end of the movie or even a few years later, that's not right. I want everyone to be happy with what we do, and I want to have people to have reels and stuff and great behind the scenes photos. Like that's kind of what I'm doing, is pushing the artists to do their best foot forward,
Their best foot forward.
Yeah.
It's always important because
and also I also tell actors, I'm like, don't break a leg. I don't like telling them to break a leg. Let's not break legs today.
That's funny. It sounds to me like that's coming from a pretty bad hazard.
Oh, yeah. So yeah.
That's funny. I have a story, I guess. An anecdote of a guy who was playing with fire on a film set. It was part of the shoot, and he literally burned like half of the house.
Oh my God!
He started burning and himself, like he burned his arm, and it was pretty bad. So,
oh my goodness.
It's insane, but we got to be extra careful, and I think sometimes too, like. I think that was sort of something that could have happened with the pre-production that wasn't done correctly.
Yeah, planning and
you have
stuff.
to plan to be able to effectively carry it out without any problems. And in this case,
it's accidents all the time. Crazy. And then when you get like a whole bunch of different people, sometimes you don't know what to expect and stuff. You got to be really careful. Having a fire extinguisher or just knowing the emergency who to call, having a 911 on handy. That's always pre-precaution, but sometimes, hey, afterwards, how did that scene look? That's what I'm wondering. I hope he's doing okay, though.
Yeah, he's fine. He came out the other end. It worked out okay. There was some legal troubles also.
Oh my God, I can only imagine burning the whole house down.
Yeah, but I'm sure. Yeah, he's fine. Last I heard, he doesn't live in the States anymore.
No more burning homes down in the United States.
So it's super. Use that as a cautionary tale, guys.
Yeah.
It's very important, right? To know what you're working with, specifically with fire. It's very dangerous. Horror films seem to be kind of a thing that you enjoy, right?
Yes.
Okay, and clowns and that sort of
Clowns,
stuff.
definitely.
When I say clowns, your whole face lit up. So when you growing up, you're growing up, you're watching Halloween, watching what was your favorite horror flick when you growing up?
Well,
Amanda?
I lived in a Christian home in Illinois with a population of 2,000 people, so we were really no rated R, no PG-13. But I used to sneak Stephen King books from the library and watch the Stephen King It in the 90s.
Oh, sure.
And after I watched that, I understood why my mom said I couldn't watch the movie. Because afterwards, I was terrified of clowns in my 90s. I was terrified of closets and basements and clowns. And then afterwards, after I started doing horror, I was like, oh, I love this SH explicit.
Sure.
So
It's funny because, did you remember there was a moment not long ago when people, it must have been a few, like 10 years ago, where people were dressed up in clowns and just appear in the woods, in the backwoods.
Oh, yeah.
And that was this whole thing, and then people, like, clowns were appearing everywhere, and people were getting freaked out, there was accidents, all sorts of manner of mayhem was happening. But you remember that? Like,
Yeah,
for a short while?
crazy clowns.
And then, I guess, the craziest, have you seen the new, what's the movie with the clown guy?
Well, I know there's Clown in the Cornfield, and
the
then...
new one, the Creeper, what's it called?
Oh, Terrifier?
Terrifier.
Oh my God, I love the Terrifier. That's my favorite. I haven't seen the third one though.
Don't watch the third one, it's too gory.
It's too gory, really?
it's really
Nothing's
gory.
too gory for me.
Really?
I love bloody,
So like
crazy.
Cujo, did you watch any old school? Like
I've seen a long time ago. I cannot remember.
that was good. How about like, do you like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh
That was
yes,
pretty
definitely.
great.
I've worked with Caroline Williams. She's from Texas Chainsaw Massacre
oh, shit.
too.
Wow.
She's played in a lot of big stuff. I was producer with her on the movie Marcel Wall's Blind.
Okay.
She is amazing. She's
Phenomenal.
a beautiful lady, and so she played in Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. I really love the series, and I really love the really creepy music from Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
She's like, that's so
Sure,
creepy.
yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, that's good stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Because anytime, like, a lot of the movies, obviously for obvious reasons, the acting, but in the more slasher films, a lot of it is like, I noticed we just finished watching, my wife and I, and my son and I, we watched, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
How was
Slasher
it?
was great. Well, I'd have to not give it a full 10. Like, I would say it's like 7.
Okay.
A lot of it is nostalgia. But, for me, it's nostalgic, like growing up watching all these 90s flicks. But I think when it's like over camping, overdone, or when they use like the same character, like the characters now are very reminiscent of the ones from the past.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of that. But seeing Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Lou Hewitt once again acting together, I think that was cool. But I wanted to get at was saying all this was, the thumping, like the loud stomping and the thumps.
Yeah.
As the guy in the slicker is coming, the fisherman, and all that. So I don't want to go away the movie too much.
Okay.
But just the sound, you know what I mean? That it makes that it's like a formidable kind of thing and eerie all at once, all together. It's like an amalgamation of like feelings that you feel.
Most definitely.
Because it's you feel like death is upon you almost. When you hear the shoes.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh my God, dude, like he's about to get into it with somebody. Someone's gonna get it real bad. So that's kind of like what you mean, like the sound of some of these movies that growing up, that made like the murders possible, and it made them that much more, I guess, gory or in size, I would say. I much rather I like Halloween a lot.
Okay.
It's my favorite. But what other genres do you like?
Well, I think
you could
horror
explore.
and comedy is my go-to. But I've been doing a lot of drama, and I've been getting into helping with Romaine Simon stunt work and stuff. But I think, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do like love and romance. I'm a single woman. I'm not good with black heart. So those are the things I think I kind of want to cater to, because I want to make some movies that my parents are proud of me. Like my parents are proud of me no matter what. But I want to watch it. I want to make a Lifetime movie that my mom just randomly watches and be like, "Oh, this is something that I want."
Film?
Yeah. Even though I have a black heart, I think I would really like to do like a love story, even though I'm not loved. I don't have love.
So it's funny, your alter ego, Amanda's alter ego is like just something romantic and beautiful and sappy.
Yes.
That kind of
and
thing.
I hate that.
But that's kind of like the antithesis of it. Like I don't want anything to do with that. How do you ensure like when you seek out to create a film or whatever? How do you take the audience into consideration? For obvious reasons you want to, but some of it is also at play. You have your own baby. Like if something's been written and you're going to push that forth.
Yeah.
But then do you also want to, how do you balance the both? Do you want to resonate with the people, or?
It's very interesting when it comes to audience, because I never really started thinking about the audience until like 5 to 10 years, or 5 years ago. I was like, hey, there's a market you got to think about.
Sure.
Because normally we're just doing what we wanted to do. But I think what you have to do is start first getting the niche of what audience you're attracting. And normally for like horror movies or comedy, it's like teens to 20s and stuff. And so certain types of genres play with who you attract and stuff. And so, that's the audience and stuff is for me is normally just seeing what they want and cater to them and stuff, and actually asking them to review the films and stuff, like leaving remarks and reviews really helps us as a filmmaker know what the audience wants and stuff. That really helps too.
Okay. When you're not on set, what creative habits or hobbies keep you inspired?
Well, when I'm not on set, I'm normally doing a lot of sleeping, a lot of healing, and walking and exercising, and taking like walking tours alone and doing videos and stuff. So I'm always doing something artsy and something to inspire me, but also reading, journaling, and doing a lot of praying and stuff. That really, it helps me with whatever, life is good.
That is good. That's a good source. Obviously, that's the source that you want to go to, right? Do your films participate in festivals as of yet?
Well, I've had a few directors go through film festivals, and there's a whole bunch of. If as a new film artist, I would always suggest to do that, make a movie and then go through a film festival. I've done a lot of film festivals with Marcel Wall's Blind, and that was really about it. I think Vanessa did some with Barbee Rehab. I haven't done anything recent, but right now I'm writing a horror movie called The Horrific Film. My friend Kid Barrett and his girlfriend are helping me and stuff, and I'm kind of going towards going through a film festival myself.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love it. So let's see, you have that going on. I was kind of wondering, do you at all do you like going to any museums at all?
Yes, I love
galleries?
art galleries. I just went to visit my best friend from Illinois in Chicago, or from Chicago in Washington D.C. We did a whole bunch of tours, and if you want to go to museums, Washington D.C. has free museums for everyone. I love that. Museums should be free, and so go there. L.A. they have a lot of nice museums. I haven't been to one in LA recently, though.
The LACMA.
I haven't been to those.
You should check out those. Those are really good. I think it's important to feed your brain, feature your eyes, on artistic pieces and stuff.
Yes, I agree.
It's super important because it inspires you, and then you trigger something in your brain, and then you put pen to paper and write some. Probably by far, maybe some of the best stuff that pieces we've seen on TV come from as a result of something that somebody must have eyeballed at the Huntington Library, who knows, or out here in the Getty Museum. That's also, fantastic. I wanted to leave the audience or the filming, the viewership that will eventually get around to watching this. Amanda, what would you advise the next generation coming behind, like the younger kids? We'll just say pick up a camera, they want to pursue filmmaking, what would be, or if you tell your younger self, how do you start, or how would you start?
I would say follow your dreams, and the coolest thing about the film industry is there's something for everyone, whether it's doing social media, grabbing a camera, doing art, doing graffiti in a safe manner that's approved by the city, not on your own.
And you can't do guerrilla style?
Don't do that. You don't want to do that. But, inspire, go towards whatever you want to do, and don't let anyone tell you can't, because you are your own person. Yeah, exactly.
I thank you for gracing us with your amazing wisdom and
thank you so much.
And your inner beauty. You're a gift to us, and God
you.
bless you in every which way. I'm just,
Appreciate
guys,
it.
Amanda Joy Marshall, guys, come on.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone and stuff, because without anyone, it wouldn't be possible. I do this for everyone, and I love what I do. It makes me wake up in the morning.
One thing, like I put her in the hot seat because it's not her style to really do interviews. I just found out.
This is my first
But you
interview.
did fantastic. So here, give me a high
All
five
right.
here. All right, one of many, right? Here's some
Yes.
more. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yes.
Yeah, cheers.
My beverage of choice.
There you go. Almost Famous Radio Podcast. That's my show, guys. Tonight, Almost Famous Radio Podcast live. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and press the like button. Guys, thank you so much. That's my show.